for the one and only founder and producer of the Emerald Cup, Tim Blake.
We do a social justice award because so many prisoners have been wrongly imprisoned, and it's been one of my real prideful moments to be able to do each year. And this year we have a very special one. A lot of you guys might not know back in the day, but back in the day, like 15 years ago, there was a gentleman that came through, and he came to Area 101, came to the Emerald Cup, and here we are, these gangster outlaws up there, we have no brands or anything left, and this guy was talking about unionizing us and having us become mainstream before we'd even done anything. I mean, it was like revolutionary. And he was the head of the union teamsters down here in Oakland, down in the Bay Area. And he started coming to our shows, and it was like an amazing thing to watch the metamorphosis of this guy. He was determined to bring unions into cannabis and help us do it. And of course, what they do, the criminal FBI and the DEA, just like they did with Richard Lee and the rest of them, they helped with Prop 64. Dan Rush started helping with Prop 64, and they were going to take him out. And they did. And they did take Dan Rush out. He ended up doing 5 years in prison, and he's never been a criminal. He's never had an outlaw or gangsters in his life. He's been a union guy his whole life. And he spent 5 years for cannabis to try to make it federally legal for us to unionize. And so for that service that he did, we're going to honor Dan for the Visionary Award. We're going to bring a couple people out to say some words for Dan. The first one is a legend in Oakland. He's one of the most respected, beloved people in this town. And I'd like to introduce Flash. Come out and say some words about it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Flash. Anyway, I don't know me, I'm really good friend of Dan. I've known him since he was a kid. He used to come and hang out in my shop and with video games, big machines, and he's always going to stay late. I don't know what he was doing in the back room, if he was smoking or not, but he's really, for the last 15 years, he's really fought for everybody here. And he's went to jail for it, and fighting the government, like we all are. But we got a new year coming, and you guys are doing great. I'm really impressed.
Thank you, Flash. And then two of Dan's other close friends, one is Jessie Wallace. She's a world-class boxer, social media, event sensation, you guys know her. And Troy Duffy, who is a Boondock Saints fan. Dan's got some great friends. They're going to come out and say a couple words for Dan, too.
Hey there. I had something I wanted to talk to you. First of all, we have any Boondock Saints fans in the audience?
Yeah!
Got any Jesse fans in the audience?
Yeah!
One of the things I like about our community, and I've always liked, is that we're not only supportive of one another, we're sometimes called upon to defend one another. And in keeping with that, I wanted to say that just so happens our sister Jessie's having a bad day today. She's very sad. She's being unfairly attacked on the internet by some knob named Paris, but not Hilton. Just take my word for it, she's right. Guy's a douche. So I was wondering if you could. We charge for promotion over here. Forget that name. I was wondering if you could all help me lift our sister's spirits here today by giving Paris a nice warm welcome straight from the Emerald Cup. You up for it?
Yeah!
All right. Then let's get a nice fuck you, Paris but not Hilton, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. That was not upon request, but very much appreciated.
Now let's get back down to the real business here. Today, we honor a longtime friend of mine, Dan Rush. So who is Dan Rush? Jesse?
That's my favorite Irishman. He's crazy. crazy, dude. He's fucking awesome.
He's the best, he's a legend. But to those of you who do not know him, he's essentially the reason we can all gather here today without being all raided and arrested by the police. So let's say hi to Dan, the legend himself. Come on out here, Dan.
Yeah, Dad!
All right, stay back there looking cool while I say cool shit about you. So, Dan is getting a Social Justice Warrior Award today, and presenting such a thing gave me 4 questions. Number 1, what did you socially justify? Number 2, if you're a warrior, what was your war? What were you fighting for? And what wounds, number 3, did you suffer? But the last question, the biggest one, is did you win? I've known Rush for over 2 decades, before he even got into the cannabis movement. I've seen him all the highs and lows. I've seen him featured in glowing articles in Rolling Stone magazine. I've seen him declared a domestic terrorist by the FBI. I've loaned him money when he was down. Seen him back with millions of dollars of powerful politicians with his own offices in Washington, D.C. I've seen him ride his motorcycle free as a bird and go to prison. When I went to visit him there, inside, I said, we've eaten in some of the best restaurants in the world, and now I'm buying my friend a bag of cheese puffs at the prison. Commissary, thank you. Have you been in prison before?
I played in the minors, but never went pro.
Well, the funny thing was, it was at that place, that awful place, Terminal Island Men's Correction Facility, that I finally understood what a warrior this man was. Because I sat down and watched him chomp his cheese puffs, expecting to hear a litany of woe is me bullshit. And what I got instead was an excited 10-point plan of how he was going to push cannabis forward, both while he was inside and when he got out. So no matter the highs and lows, Dan Rush doesn't change. He's the same fighter, no matter where he is and what he's fighting, whether he's in a slick black suit or in an orange prison jumpsuit. You've been in one of those before. No? Want to talk about that?
Not prison, I told you, I played in the minors.
All right, she was in jail, not prison. There's a distinction. So, as I was thinking of what I might say today, I thought we must come up with a cool name for Dan. So me and the guys, these are the ones we threw out. The Governor of Ganja, the Cardinal of Kush, and my least favorite, the Pope of Puff. Then later on, I was watching the History Channel, Ben Franklin comes on, I go, that's it. He's the Ben Franklin of the cannabis movement. So I brought it to Dan, I'm like, what do you think about this? And he gets it immediately, he's like, because he's a politician, right? I'm like, yeah, back when that was a good thing. Back when he used all of his powers of bureaucracy to kickstart this American experiment, to do as many good things for as many people as he could while he lived on this earth. And Dan goes, yeah, but he invented shit too, like the lightning rod, bifocals, I don't do that. And I was like, you are correct, but he also loved to fuck. And then Rush goes, you got something here. We're going with that. So, Colorado, 2015. How many remember when the first state in this union got legalized medical marijuana?
Yeah.
Dan called me and he said, you wouldn't believe the caravans of hippies I got following me, filling up all the hotels around here. I think the FBI is watching. But that's not it. I'm also talking with all the politicians, educating and pushing this forward. It's going to happen. And the whole world watched, and he made it happen. Then he made it happen 26 more times for medical marijuana, 27 states, and 9 for recreational use.
Yeah.
So I sat down with Dan this morning and I asked him, what's the new ground you're going to break? What's the next thing with cannabis? What he told me was it's all about the healing and nutritional effects of this stuff. Moms, dads, grandfathers, grandmas, they want to buy the natural healing effects of cannabis. They want to feel good about it. And he told me that there's 2,000 dispensaries in the United States, 2 million Americans visit them every day, but 220 million Americans visit grocery stores every day. Grandma and grandpa want the relief that this stuff provides. So basically, he said, they demonized it, and it's up to all of us to undemonize it. And so I got to confess, I'm on 3 different CBD gummies for health and wellness. I've never felt more healthy or well in my life. You on any CBD gummies?
No, I'm on like some psilocybin. I've never been able to see so well. They said it'd be 3 hours.
All right. Now, before I present this award, I want you to know what you're clapping for. So let's go back to those 4 questions from the beginning. What did Dan Rush socially justify? The use of an unfairly demonized plant that has too many benefits, medical and practical, to even mention here today. What was Dan's war? Educating the public and our leaders that this was the right thing to do and pushing them into action. 3, how was Dan wounded? The powerful forces that aligned against him demoralized him and threw him in jail. 4, did he win this war? Us all being here is evidence. So Dan has just completed a 3-year prison sentence and 4 years of probation. One of its conditions was that he could not fraternize with us. But that just ended, and now he's here. Please give him the biggest round of applause you could muster to a fucking legend, Dan Rush.
I fucking love you. I'm Dan, I'm an alcoholic. You know, Troy asked some questions a few minutes ago, and there were 4 questions, and the answer to all of them is fuck the FBI. The other answer is I'm from Oakland and I like to fight. And I'm Irish. So let's get to it. We did, we got to it. I lost a battle, but we won the fucking war. Right? We're here, 20th day, Tim fucking Blake is up there. We jokingly call Tim the Lollygama because he's such a great leader and such a spiritual man and still is in here fighting for us, rolling up our sleeves. And yeah, we're here, but we're not done yet. We still got to go to Washington and kick some ass. We're going to Washington, we're going to kick some ass, we're going to get these scheduled, and we're going to do some good shit, and finally, we're going to have some cannabis people that are worth 10 million, 100 million, generational wealth, who are raising their children, who are waving flags, who are understood as pioneers, who brought health, wellness, and some good times to the world. So I just want to say, the people that really paid the price here, my daughter Kelly, my wife Margaret, who walked through Terminal Island with me, big ass cheeseburgers on Mother's Day, sitting in Terminal Island Federal fucking prison. Yeah, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. That's the real fucking gangster right over there. I got so many friends here tonight, if I start thanking people, I just gotta say my oldest, dearest, lifelong friend. When I was a kid, I would run away from home to go hang around with Flash and some of the old guys. They said, you know what, if you're gonna be around here, pal, one thing you're gonna do, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna stay off dope, and you're gonna cut that lawn. I've been doing that for 50 more than 50 years now, Flash. Can I get off the line? I love you all. My daughter Kelly, my nephew. Where's MK? Tonight, MK, Orion, Tebra, my Oakland family, Farhad, my son-in-law, my son Eugene Rush, the next warrior. That's a real Oakland boy. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up. Farmer legacy, meet urban legacy. Urban legacy. We all fought the drug war, and we all won. And now we're going to make it a little better. Thank you very much. I love you so much. And thank you to the entire Urban Cup crew and my friend Tim. Thanks, Dan. When he talked about your legacy, our legacy with Armada this year, you know, us farmers up in Hamilton